life changes. Now, this is an organization that is actually making a powerful impact in the lives of individuals living with disabilities and their families in South Africa. Now, I am talking about no other than Ronewa Mudzanani, who is also living with cerebral palsy. Now, he turned his story or his personal journey into a mission of hope, providing critical resources, social support, and a sense of community to those facing similar challenges. Ronewa, good evening, and thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Good evening, and thank you to everyone for having me here.
Now, just to get an insight of, before actually we get an insight to the work that you're doing, to assisting others, fight the many daily challenges they face as people living with disability, I think it would be fair for us to start to know Ronewa first, your personal journey exactly, and what really sparked that inspiration or that, that drive to say, you know what, I am going to found this organization.
Ronewa Mudzanani is a young boy who is 27 years old. I was born in a village called Boge. It's a small village in Limpopo. So when I was born, everything was okay. My mom said I started to walk like any child. And at that age where a child can walk a small distance and fall. So the other day, I couldn't stand up at all on my own. So when they took me to hospital, they found out that I've got a disability called cerebral palsy, which affected my spine. So even the doctors, they didn't know, like, they were so surprised because when I was born, everything was okay. So coming from a rural area, it was so difficult for me with accessibility and everything. I remember the early age, when I was still age of 4, before I went to school, someone went to the mountain and cut a small wood just for me to move from point A to point B because of not having a wheelchair or crutches. And then I used it for like 2 years before I went to school. So when I went to school, that's where I got, firstly I was using working frame. So because of that experience, that's where I was like, one day I need to give back to the people. One day I need to try all the best that people, the future generation which is coming now, they don't experience that what I've went through. Yes, and 2021 I was playing BNP Paribas World Team Cup in Italy, wheelchair tennis, where I won bronze medal. That's where a lot of people, they started to know Ronewa, they started to know me. Then I was like, okay, now I'm being known, and I've been receiving a lot of messages from people, from parents who are raising kids who are living with disability, So then I was like, I need to start something. I need to start something because there are a lot of kids who are living with disability, whom they are watching at me now. Me going to Italy, coming back with bronze medal, coming from a small village, So yeah, it's been a long journey. It's been a long journey.
Quite a very inspiring one because, Ronewa, just thinking about it, if someone were to be faced with, I want to narrate it in terms of mental depression, where you feel like you just want to lock yourself in and sleep all day and just stay at home and not do anything. And I think individuals like, people that are living with disabilities every day, for the fact that they want to find other ways of making it to the world that doesn't come to them, or, trying to find ways of, being, part of the world and moving forward with the world is something that really, it's a mindset that we always wonder, where does it come from and how we can inspire others to develop it. And I think this necessitates the conversations that we are having today. And I think this brings me back to my second question when it comes to, I know you've had your fair share of challenges, and I mean, coming from a rural area where there's a lot of, stereotypes and things that they say out of, cultural lack of understanding of how certain, ailments come to be. You're looking at, I know I have a family also in Limpopo, where they stay, there was really dirt roads. So you can imagine someone who now needs to use a wheelchair. What does that mean for them in that sense? So I want to to know from you, what would you say are some, common challenges that are faced by individuals living with disabilities in South Africa on a daily?
There's a lot of challenges. Healthcare issue, and not having wheelchairs. I'm telling you now, there's someone now sitting at home without a wheelchair. They've been going to hospital and they are told that they should wait after 6 months. When you go after 6 months, there's no wheelchair. What should happen to that person? You understand? There are still companies which are being built now, but they don't have access. They don't thinking to have access for a wheelchair person. So we still have a long way. To go, and there's a lot that I can talk to that I've through my experience. So, and I just hope that it's gonna change in future, and so that people living with disability can live a normal life. If you have to push yourself using a wheelchair on the street, you must be freely. Everywhere you go, you know that they accommodate. It's wheelchair friendly and everything. Imagine I'm pushing myself in the street of Joburg, and then I find a challenge that I can't go this side because there's a ramp, because there's no ramp. So which means I need to move all around to find a place where I can easily go to. So there's still a long way to go, and even when it comes to special schools, there are some special schools which can't accommodate certain disabilities, But my question is, should the child stay at home? Because you can find that they are good with other things. You understand?
Yes.
They are good with other things, I remember I donated a wheelchair to someone last week, Monday, I was mistaken. And he's 18-year-old boy who's not going to school at all. You understand? And you can see, and when I asked his father, he was like, he's good with technology. If you give him a phone now, he's going to do everything. But he was rejected in a special school because he can't do. So we need special schools also which can accommodate people so that they can do something with their, use whatever we have, resources we have, to make sure that everyone live equal life.
Just coming back to the conversation of disability, it's quite sad that just because you have a physical disability, then you have to go to a special school instead of being integrated in a school, because especially if you're able to, consume the curriculum like any other learner in the class, why is it that you guys need to be isolated? I think these are some of the barriers we need to break in that sense. But coming back to the work that you're doing at, Wheels Life Changes, I want to get to know the organization. If you can tell me a little bit, and I think this could be something that a viewer at home watching can literally reach out to say, hey, in this village, Sikukune, or somewhere in Zanin, I know someone who needs this, come through for us. Just let us know on what is the organization about and how does it go about assisting individuals living with disability.
So with Life Changer, we support people living with disability. Doesn't matter what kind of disability you have, What we do, mostly our daily work, we donate wheelchair, walking frame, crutches. We make sure that we find learnerships for youth who are living with disability. And then we visit special schools also to donate sanitary towels. So our main focus is to make sure that no child should miss the opportunity to go to school because they don't have the right aids to go to the school. That's where we come in as Wheels Life Change and say, everyone deserves to go to school. Everyone deserves to live a normal life like other people. And that's what we do. Like now, we're running a project at Chigizin Special School. I've partnered with an organization called Mavu Sports Development, where we are running a sports program where, because of Wheels Life Changer, because of me, I've managed to approach the other organization and say, I want to give back to the school. What can we do? These kids, they always watch me on TV, radios. What can I do? Then we introduce sports in that school where we are running a program, we have coaches who are getting small stipend from the organization, that's where we are. Like, that's what we do. We make sure that everyone lives a normal life, everyone should enjoy being on a wheelchair, like, yeah, that's what we do.
Especially for kids, because as an adult, you come from a place where everything was impossible, and then you develop a mindset where everything is possible. And I think I like how you're saying you with your organization, you're paving a way where whatever hardship you face, you wish that the next person doesn't have to go through them. And I think keeping in touch with these kids allows them to understand the fact that what, this is possible. I can play basketball. I can do anything that I really set my mind to. Just in closing of our conversation, I know we've run out of time. This is such a very beautiful conversation. I'd like to know from you, moving forward, what is your dreams and hopes, firstly, for your organization? And if there's any way that our viewers at home can contribute to its growth in that sense. And also, lastly, how as a nation can we come and be more, inclusive in terms of, we see malls that have ramps, but then you find that there is no shopping cart yet. I haven't seen that, caters to individuals with wheelchairs and the likes. So moving forward, what's your message in terms of how as a nation we can be inclusive in that sense?
Yeah, so firstly, I would like to say, I really want to see Will's Life Changer growing. And not only in South Africa, like in Africa, the whole world, we need to touch so many lives. That's my goal. Like, I need to touch so many lives, and I believe it's going to happen. So, like, what you have said, so I feel like if we really stick together and stand together and create a world where people who are living with disability are celebrated, are respected, we can go far. Like, we can really go far. And I feel like we're getting there, The organization is still new. We've faced a lot of challenges, funding and everything. But I'm so happy about the vision. I'm so happy about where it's going. So if I tell you now that we've got like 37 people who are just sitting at home, who are waiting for wheelchairs from us, they contact me every day, So for people who are watching out there, they can visit our website. It's called wheelslifechanger.com, wheelslifechanger.com, or they can send an email to info@wheelslifechanger.co.za. That's where they can get us. And then they can even contact me personally on my cell phone number. It's 060-744-9089. Or they can visit our Facebook page, Will's Life Changer, LinkedIn, Will's Life Changer, TikTok, Will's Life Changer. So if you are raising also a child who's living with disability and you need assistance, you can contact me.
Ronewa, thank you so much, for joining us this evening and sharing with us your journey and sharing with us on how you are making an impact in making South Africa a better place, especially for individuals living with disability. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Viewers at home, that was Ronewa, who is the founder of Will's Life Changers. Make sure you do contact them on their socials or just connect with them, as I am going to hit there just on this ad break. See you when we come back.